Steve Jobs was not just a businessman. He was a storyteller, a perfectionist, and a man obsessed with creating the future. Some saw him as a visionary who changed the world. Others saw him as difficult, ruthless, and impossible to work with. But behind the iconic black turtleneck and the legendary product launches lies a story of rise, failure, exile, and one of the greatest comebacks in modern history. This is the rise, the fall, and the legacy of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 and adopted shortly after birth. From a young age, he felt different, curious, rebellious, and deeply creative. He dropped out of college but never stopped learning. Calligraphy, design, and philosophy shaped the way he saw technology. Jobs didn't want computers to be powerful, he wanted them to be beautiful. In 1976, in a small garage, Steve Jobs co-founded Apple. What started as a hobby quickly became a revolution. The Apple II changed personal computing forever, and with the Macintosh, Jobs introduced something radical: technology with a soul. Apple grew fast, too fast. As the company expanded, Jobs' personality became a problem. He demanded perfection. He pushed people beyond their limits, and he refused compromise. In 1985, the unthinkable happened. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he built. For Jobs, it was devastating. He lost his power, his identity, and his sense of purpose. Many believed his story was over, but failure didn't break Steve Jobs. It reshaped him. After leaving Apple, Jobs founded NeXT. The company struggled commercially, but the technology was far ahead of its time. At the same time, he acquired a small animation studio. That studio became Pixar. Against all odds, Pixar changed the film industry, and Steve Jobs slowly rebuilt his reputation. Then came the moment no one expected. In 1997, Apple was near collapse, and the company turned to the man it once rejected. Steve Jobs returned. This time, he was different. Still demanding, still intense, but wiser. Jobs cut products, simplified vision, and focused on design and experience. The results were historic. The iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad. Steve Jobs didn't just save Apple. He transformed how the world communicates, works, and creates. But success came at a cost. Jobs' health declined. His leadership style remained controversial, and critics questioned the culture he built. In 2011, Steve Jobs stepped down as CEO. Shortly after, he passed away. His death marked the end of an era, but Steve Jobs' legacy did not end with his life. Every smartphone, every modern device, and every focus on design-driven technology carries his influence. Steve Jobs proved that vision matters, that failure is not the end, and that true innovation comes from those willing to be misunderstood. He rose, he fell, and he left behind a legacy that reshaped the world.